Alright, so here we are again with Chris Sykes. And in the beginning part, we want to do a documentary on people that were homeless. So tell us a little bit about homelessness in your life.
Well, my attempt of being homeless started when I was 9 years old. I started running away from home. I didn't like my parents. I didn't like anybody, so I rather to be on my own.
Where does a 9-year-old run?
A 9-year-old run
To?
Wherever he can. I mean, I lived on the train at night, back and forth all night long, just getting up, going to sleep. How I used to eat, sometimes I used to eat out of garbage can. You know, a lot of times I used to eat out of garbage can. Then sometimes I used to go to grocery stores and make money by bagging people groceries, walking them to their car. They used to pay me. And then my famous line was going to school. I go to school and I would eat at school. I would eat at school, and nobody never knew my case until my father showed up and did the thing, and they would relocate me back with my father, and I would run away again back to the street.
Why'd you run away? In general?
Because the issues that I was going through at home. And
I couldn't, let me think, 9 years old, that's like the 4th grade.
Right.
The last thing in my mind in the 4th grade would have been running down, where would I have gone? You know, that's a deep concept.
I was trying to get away from people because I couldn't stand my father. I couldn't really, it wasn't my father, it was his girlfriend. I couldn't stand her. And she didn't like me, and she always used to accuse me of things. I used to get a whooping a lot. And so I ran away from home. And so this became a permanent situation to me where 10, 11 years old, I was still out on the street. And that became a way of life. I slept in apartment buildings, empty apartment buildings, vacant apartment. As I got older, I went from girlfriend to girlfriend to girlfriend to girlfriend. Each night, I would arrange a place to play. And sometimes I would just sleep out on the street, just lay out, you know. And it just became...
But not in the wintertime in Chicago.
In the wintertime, I would find places, you know, to go, like abandoned buildings, or the train. The train was my most famous one because, you know, it's warm on the train. Even though I have to get up after that 45-minute ride to the end of the line, and I have to get up and get off the train and wait for another 15, 20 minutes before it come again. And so I got accustomed to doing that. But the train was my famous one. And then I got to the point where I went to jail so much because I wanted to sleep, to eat. You know.
Are you serious?
I went to jail so much as a kid because I wanted to sleep and eat. I figured one thing about jail: they're gonna rush me, they're gonna take me to jail, they're gonna feed me, and I ain't gonna be on the street. So I did that to the point where I got accustomed to doing that. And the juvenile court system got accustomed to seeing me. So after a while, the police would stop arresting me. They would stop arresting me. And they fed you good in the Audi home, and so forth. And then as I grew into 14, 15, school became another foundational point for me. School was a place of survival for me because if I went to school, I could eat about 2 or 3 times in one day. So I had a couple of study halls, so I would skip study halls and go to lunch. And where I could eat, so I ate lunch, and then all I have to do is go out there and eat dinner. When I got out of school, I put my bag somewhere, and I went and tried to make me some money, and I went to sleep. You know?
Let's talk a little more about different ways of making money. What's the hustle for a youngster besides shoveling snow?
Okay, outside of shoveling snow, I would bag people.
That's what I did in New York. I was a snow shoveler. But with the snow, I'm making money.
I bagged people groceries. I would go to stores and pick up coupons. I would pick up receipts from off the ground at major grocery stores, and I would go in and get the product and return it for cash. Another thing I would do from time to time, I had to jack somebody. I had to beat somebody up to feed myself. Because you got to understand, I was tall at 12, 13, I was 6 feet. So, bully somebody, hey man, go out there and get my money. And I introduced a lot of people to the art of prostitution. Both men and women to the art of prostitution and making money for me so I can eat. And then I tried the gang thing, and that didn't fit well with me.
What kind of gangs they got in Chicago?
Gangster Disciple, Vice Lords, Latin King, They have the organized gang like the El Rookin, Black P Stone.
That's the one I meant. Yeah.
Black P Stone. And so I had did many different things to earn my money, break into people's cars. And I had become accustomed to stealing where, I knew how to steal. And then I knew, hey, if I can talk to a young lady and get to know her, maybe I can get me a place to sleep for that night and probably get me something to eat. So I was very smooth in my way of hiding my homelessness. You wouldn't have never known I was homeless because I didn't dress like a typical homeless person does. I wasn't a bum because I knew ain't nobody gonna give me anything if I don't look right. And so I always took pride in my appearance. And homelessness lasted from the time I was 9 to about 15, about 6 years. And then in my 20s, I went to do a couple of bouts of homelessness too. And I never in my life wanted to be homeless again. During that time, I thought about committing suicide and tried a couple different things to kill myself.
When you think of, I want to end this is just, what was it that I wanted to end? That's what I'm getting at. What was it like?
It's because I remember the experience of being out there on the streets as a kid. And it was, I never wanted to go through that again, feeling like nobody loved me, like nobody cared about me. Because if somebody cared about me, I would have a place to stay.
Yeah.
But they say they cared, but then they showed actions that showed differently, and so I couldn't bear to see myself. I thought, hey, if I was homeless again, that means I failed once again. I said God didn't love me. My parents did a very poor job, and it just seemed like nobody cared about me. And so as an adult, I just wanted to end it all again because it brought back that same memory, the same frustration of battling suicide because I ain't got no place to sleep and I ain't got no food to put in my stomach and I have to do illegal things to put food in my stomach.
Yeah, survival.
It's something that once you have been through it, it changes your way of outlook on life. You develop a sense of, where forget the world, forget everybody. It's all about me. I don't care what I got to do to get this. I'm going to do it. It's because I got to eat. I need a place to sleep. LA don't have that type of thing. LA mission oriented. But like I said, people get tired of being treated less than. And so they figure, hey, I'd rather sleep out on the street. Don't nobody bother me. And I'm treated with a little bit dignity out here on the street.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like a community. It's kind of like a community because you have other people that's homeless and they take care of each other. They watch each other's stuff. That was new to me. I had never seen anything like that. When you're homeless, you just homeless. You by yourself. Yeah. And nobody cared about me when I was in Chicago. Yeah. But it's I thank God by His grace that I've been able to overcome those issues, overcome the mental issues, the physical conditions, and overcome homelessness itself. So it can be done, but it takes a person who's willing to, first of all, forgive themselves. Because I always thought that I'm homeless because don't nobody want me. And we make all types of excuses while we're homeless instead of looking at the real issue. Something is actually going on in my life that makes me homeless. But I'm thankful to God today my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was not only saving me, but giving me a mindset where I want better. I want better for my life. I just don't want to be out on the street.